Hello again, guys. It's Keith with Bulletproof RC. And I'm back with you again to share an update on the Axial Yeti Score Trophy Truck. I've had a number of videos on this vehicle so far, and if you've been following the video series, then you've seen me build this vehicle, upgrade it, tune it, and I'm just having a blast. It's really an ongoing, unfinished project because I keep finding new things to do, new ways to tune, and just having a blast with this RC. I think the trophy truck scene in RC is going to be big. Yeah, I think it already is, but Losi's about to release the Baja Ray, and I've pre-ordered that as well. Looking forward to getting that hopefully next week and start making some videos on the Baja Ray and do quite a few comparisons between the Baja Ray and this vehicle. But the trophy truck RC is very different than anything else I have in my collection. And just the way it handles, when you're driving it, it feels, I mean, I don't know how to explain it, but if you've ever watched a trophy truck in action, a one-to-one trophy truck, that's the way this thing performs. And it feels scale. Now, will it corner like a short course truck or a buggy? No, it won't. Okay, just go and get that out of the way. I think you could tune it to be competitive against a short course truck, but you might as well pick a platform for what you're trying to do, and a short course truck is not intended for the same purpose that this is. Even in real life, a short course truck is on a much different playing field than a trophy truck. But let's get on topic here. What I'm doing in this video is I'm going to add weight to the rear of this vehicle. And you may be wondering, why on earth would you add weight on purpose to an RC? Well, this vehicle by nature is front end heavy. And it doesn't help that I've added a few things in the front end. And you know what? I'm going to pause the video, pull the body, get in a little closer, and talk about some of the things I'm going to do. Hey guys, getting in a little closer here. I've had a number of people message me through my YouTube channel asking me what parts I have installed on this vehicle as far as upgrades go. So I just thought I'd take a quick minute to talk about them. That's a Boom Racing front shock tower. That's a GPM front bulkhead. SDRC front hinge pin mount. That may not be proper terminology there. That's a GPM front knuckle and STRC front hub. I've got, I don't know if you can see them in there, but I've got Hot Racing pivot balls throughout the vehicle. I'm not using any of those plastic axial pivot balls, and I don't believe in those. They wear out way too quickly. I don't remember the name brand of this front body mount. It is actually a leftover part from when I built my rock racer, and I had unpackaged it already. I think it's a Boom Racing motor mount. That is a Yay Racing Tornado fan for the motor. I highly recommend those. Those work great. That is a Hot Racing carbon fiber steering rack, and actually has a GPM servo saver and steering rack set connected with that Hot Racing carbon fiber drag link. And then moving on to the rear end, I believe, again, these are some leftover parts. I had purchased some silver and some blue parts for my rock racer, and I wound up using the blue ones on my rock racer. I think these are Boom Racing. I'm not sure though, guys. I'm sorry about that. But these are white knuckle RC upper links, which are very good. I highly recommend them. You can find them on eBay. They're a USA manufacturer, and they've been very, very durable. I purchased the Hot Racing shock upgrade kit, which comes with the lower spring retainer, the upper spring adjustment, and then they come with Hot Racing caps as well. But the Hot Racing caps had like a breather hole in them, and they leaked. So anyway, I actually had these Integrity shock caps left over from when I was working on my EXO before I put SCTE shocks on it. Excuse me. I had installed these Integrity shock caps on the factory EXO shocks. But anyway, they worked great on these shock shafts, and they don't leak. Despite what you may hear about Integrity, I've had zero problems out of these shock caps so far. I'll let you know if that changes, because it could. These are lower links from my Yeti Rock Racer build as well. And I'm not real sure of the name brand. Guys, I'm sorry about that. But I bought the lower and upper links in a set. And I actually broke the upper links because my Rock Racer, my Yeti Rock Racer, there she is over there. She weighs probably 13 or 14 pounds because of all the aluminum I've gotten in that guy. But I do more trail crawling with that vehicle than I do high speed, so I wanted it that way. But I haven't had any problems with these lower links, but it's time to upgrade. These are Boom Racing, I think they're Boom Racing, front link mounts. No, you know what? They're Extra Speed is the name brand. And I know that's not a brand that many of you have heard of, but you can find them on eBay for pretty cheap. And that's also extra speed link mounts that are attached to the axle there. And the machining quality and everything of these are great, and I've had zero problems with them. That's Hot Racing rear golly, you know what it is, guys. Can't think right now. SSD rear axle. If you've been following my videos, you've seen that already. And that's still bugging me. I can't think what that's called. Anyway, what I'm trying to do in this video, guys, is add a little weight back here. And so what I've decided to do is I picked up some stainless steel parts from Incision, which is a division of Vanquish products. Is upper links, they're stainless steel, and they actually have a little weight to them. I like them. And I don't think they're needed on something this light, but if you want to put a little weight on your rear tires, you can do it that way. Super Shafty. If you're in crawling at all, then you've heard of Super Shafty. These are rear lower links. They're for the Yeti Rock Racer, Wraith, and also the trophy truck. Now, I guess you've probably seen that, but they guarantee this to be bomb proof. Now, bomb proof is better than bulletproof any day, so I'll take it. This has Traxxas Revo rod ends, and on their website they say that this is actually 3 millimeters shorter than the stock rear lower link. So I don't want any trouble with my body rubbing. So I picked up some RPM rod ends, and these are long shank. So anyway, that's your you know what? There's your part. Nope, there's your part number right there, 80512. Now, of course, I think I'm going to have to cut these off a little bit and modify them a little bit for them to fit in the end of this, but they are the replacement for Revo, but they look like they're shaped a little bit different, so I think I might have to modify them a little bit. But I'm going to use these, cut them off, get them to the correct length of the original rear lower links, and go from there. So I'm going to get to wrenching. Oh, one last thing. One of my friends on YouTube, or I consider him a friend, at the RC Network, Rich, I seen him purchase this and install it on his Yeti trophy truck, and it's for the SSD rear axle. It's just basically a little Delrin deflector to make the rear end of that axle just a little less abrupt, keep things from snagging on it. It was a cheap alternative. I was not aware of it until I saw it on his channel. I had to have one. And there's your part number. So I'm going to get to wrenching. Come back at you in a minute. Sway bar. That's a sway bar, guys. Hot racing sway bar. Laugh out loud. And that was driving me crazy. I also forgot to mention the GPM stainless steel rear axle that I have on there as well. So I'm back to wrenching, guys. Just it hit me that that's a sway bar. So there you go. Okay, guys, the RPM rod ends are a perfect choice. Did not have to cut them down at all with them installed. The Super Shafty lower links are now the proper length for the trophy truck, and I just had to use one on each Super Shafty link. It is worth mentioning, I didn't have to cut them off. When I say that, I didn't have to shorten them any, but I did have to trim them a little bit. As you can see, that's a RPM rod in there, and as you can see, it's got a little bit of a flat spot on it, and it needs to be more like the stock Revo rod end and round it off. So I did have to take a Dremel and grind off this flat spot here and make it round, because basically the rod ends actually go down in the link. That's actually for rigidity, but they actually go down in there on that side and that side. But using one of these RPM rod ends on one end will give you the stock length of the Axial Yeti. So I'm gonna get these installed. Okay, guys, got everything installed, and boy, am I happy with this. These parts. The Super Shafty rear links, everything worked out great with the RPM rod ends that I put on the front portion right here. That all made that lower link, the proper length, and the rear drive shafts at a good angle. The score squats when it's running anyway, so it's going to keep that drive shaft nice and straight. The Incision Vanquish upper links turned out wonderful. I did wind up going with RPM rod ends on this end, not both ends, just one end. I cut them off just a little bit longer than the standard Revo rod end, just to give the upper links a little bit more length, simply because the Incision links weren't quite as long as the white knuckle links that I had before. So I could have just twisted out the rod ends a little bit and adjusted them, because it was only minor. But I went ahead and went with RPM rod ends on this end, and I'm very happy overall with when I picked this thing up, of the weight balance. It's like I'm holding on one finger right now, and it's literally like a seesaw, because it's that balanced now. Very happy with that. Got the SSD rear axle skid mounted on there. That's going to be great at diverting rocks and debris away from this axle pumpkin. So all that turned out real nice. I believe the rear end of this vehicle just looks sick now. That SSD axle, Vanquish Incision upper links, stainless steel, Super Shafty lower links, stainless steel. I mean, you can't get no better than that, guys. And the overall, I'm just really excited about the balance. I'm going to put the body on and show you guys the wheelbase. Okay, with the body installed, wheelbase is perfect. As you can see, the suspension compresses the wheels, go under the wheel well, perfectly centered. So I was right, the additional RPM length on the rod ends was necessary. So anyway, that concludes this video. As always, if the shoe fits, guys, like and subscribe, and have a great day.